welcome back to the channel. Today we are setting up February in my bullet journal. This has been a wild ride. The recording of the actual setup is probably the shortest it's ever done for me. I did it in less than 45 minutes all in one day. It's wild. Usually they take me up to a day, maybe more, but February was just like, you know what you want, so do it. So yeah, this month is what is the theme? Everything February is usually or typically remembered as, or for I should say, which is like love and all of that, hearts and flowers and what have you. I'm not a fan of Valentine's Day. The concept never made any sense to me. At least the modernized concept never made any sense. Like, why only have one day of the year to show your partner love when you have 365 days in the year to show your partner love? Like, show your partner love every day. Don't wait for the second month of the year to show your partner love. That's ridiculous. If you love them, show them. Anyways, back to the actual video. I went through a bunch of stencils that I have, which I might be able to link in the description of the video. I got them from Amazon, I'm pretty sure, and it's just a bunch of them. And these stencils, I just found stuff that was typically Valentine's, like hearts, Cupid arrows, what have you. There is a stencil for like a silhouette of lips. So I used that as well, and I just took the day before recording to pencil in the stencil designs that I wanted. So a quick overview. I had some colors pre-picked. As you can see on the left side of the screen, there are 4 pieces of paper, 3 of which I painted. So it's just multimedia paper that I painted with watercolors, a red, a pink, and a purple. And I'm going to be using those throughout the month. I did use the red one for the cover page of February. And yeah, I wanted those 3 colors, but then I will need to use black underneath the red that I used for the February cover page to there's my door, to give a bit of contrast, so it's not just red and white, because I was also going to be using black to write with. So it's like I felt like it was going to be too much of a stark difference, so I said, okay, let me implement the black into the setup somehow. So originally it was just going to be the elements from the stencils, and then because I was going to add the black paper, I said, okay, I could fill in this spot with very easy to do black dots. So that's what I did, and I really like this setup. There's something about, I think it's because of how fast I did it. Like, it didn't take up too much time, but it was also incredibly relaxing with how simple it was. I think it was literally just like coloring the lines, basically. So yeah, I used 3 different colors of my Stabilo pens to do the coloring in, and I made it very sketchy, not really sketchy, but like incomplete. It's not fully colored in. It's like I just did lines, basically a full continuous line to color in the elements. So it's giving like high school doodling in your notebook. It's giving, for some reason to me, it's giving Lisa Frank. It's giving Valentine's in school vibes, where you like hand make the cards and whatever. I don't think I ever did that. I don't think my school ever did that. I'm not sure. We didn't have stuff like that, I don't think. I'm not 100% sure. Either way, I'm not doing the title on this page because I was having maneuverability issues. So I'm not doing the title, but it will be in the finished B-roll clip there. And then we'll head to the cover page for February. My brain is lagging. If you couldn't tell, it is lagging. I did have to use my writing pen, which is one that I'm using right now, to do the numbers for the thinner lines on the inside, because all of my thin fine liners were just dried up. Every single one of them was dried up, and it was so frustrating. So it is a bit of a mess. I did go in like after the fact later with whiteout and a white paint pen to cover up some of the mess, but at the end I just didn't care because it was going to get covered up anyways by whatever I planned. So here's the finished cover for the month. Now we're doing the flip through of January. January, which was a New Year's theme, so I used a New Year's sticker sheet from my shop, and just quick flip through of what I have up to this time. This is the current week, and then this would be the last week, and now we're into the cover page for February, the cover spread. So just a quick reminder or update: all of my monthly grids are in the very front of my journal. That is because I do a combination of a future log and a year at a glance. So I just put all of my calendars in the front, and then after that, after my goals, I put my monthly logs. So my day logs, my projects and task lists, anything to do with that month is in its own little section, and then the next month will start immediately after that. So that's what we're doing. Here's the setup for the spread. I kept it very simple on the left side. It might not look like it's simple, but to me it's simple because it's 2 pieces of paper and pen work. That's all it is. Stencil work is as well. Like these stencils, when I tell you these stencils made this so much easier. Like I said earlier, I spent a little bit of time just stenciling in the main elements, and then I just randomly put in with pens with I just randomly put in afterwards the placement for the dots. But the thing with the dots is sometimes when you don't have like a set grid for like the dots, like if the dots are sporadic and random, there isn't a set place for the dots to go, so your pattern is more chaotic than it is the opposite of chaotic, which I don't remember right now. But so because of that, sometimes it just some spots felt too empty, some spots felt too overcrowded, and it was just more of like I'm just gonna have to go with it because it's giving Minnie Mouse, and we all love a Minnie Mouse. And like I said earlier, it's giving high school doodling, it's giving Lisa Frank for some reason, it's most definitely giving Cupid, and most definitely hopefully giving Valentine's Day. But yeah, I think this is the first time I've done a Valentine's themed or inspired theme for February. I think because I have a kit specifically designed for if you're not into the lovey-dovey stuff of Valentine's Day, which is usually related to a romantic partnership. So I created a kit called Affection, which is just flowers of similar colors, actually, now that I realize it, with some blue in there, for those who want to decorate February but not have it be typical lovey-dovey themed, right? And I think I used that once, but I think any other time, and I do believe February for 2024 I think was like lavender or something. No, it was just green sprouts, like green, oh my goodness, no, February was lavender. Yeah, February for me 2024 was lavender. And I didn't use my lavender stickers because I forgot that I could, so I just painted the lavender in my journal, and it looks really nice. I like painting in my journal, especially the one that I used last year. Even though the pages weren't the best, they're not 160 GSM, but they added to the feel that this was like I'm creating in this sort of situation. There was something else I wanted to say, because this is the second time that I'm recording this this voiceover. I think I mentioned that. I don't think I mentioned it. If I didn't, hi, I'm recording this for the second time. I don't remember any of what I said the last time. Oh, I need to mention this. You can see, hopefully, in the pencil, in the flag, the banner in the center of the cover page, February is misspelled. Now, I specifically went and set aside the time to figure out how many letters are in February, is there a middle letter, and can I evenly split it in this banner. I don't think I spelled February the first time when I was counting the letters, which is why it got me to this stage. However, in the B-roll clip, you will see that I did correct it. I did correct it because I didn't notice this until I recorded the voiceover the first time. And I actually stopped mid-recording to fix it. So, yeah. But I truly do love this theme, this cover page especially. It reminds me of how I used to be, if that makes sense. Because right now I think I'm still in my simplicity era, but this is like harkening back to when I wasn't in my simplicity era and my brain was just chaotic all the time, and I was making things more complicated than they needed to be, and I didn't have my prescription of chill pills. Side note, I don't have any prescription for any chill pills. I should get some, but I don't have any. But yeah, I'm still waiting for that to actually happen. I don't know. I think I need to call these people again because, oh boy. Anyways, the decorations for this page, the heart with the arrow through it, the hearts plural with the arrow through it on the left hand page, is a single stencil. I say single stencil, it's a single element on the stencil. The sort of filigree thing with the rose is a single piece, but I cut it up. I say cut it up, quote unquote cut it up, to decorate the other pages, like the pages coming out my projects and task list and my blank page for my notes and stuff. So I think I used a whole stencil for that, yes, but I use only the rose for decoration on the projects and task list page, because I wanted to repeat the rose element because it's literally the only stencil that has a rose on it. So that's what I was doing there. I could make like an actual rose because there are plant parts in these stencils, like the leaves and the stems, and then like the flowers are separate. I could make roses for like later on in the month decorations if I wanted to. That's an idea. Anyways, here we are misspelling February as usual, as one does. But yes, and the tabs. Right, I'm alternating between the purple and yellow tabs for this year because these are miscuts, misprints. The number tracking, I say tracking number, I call it a tracking number for my personal tracking. The number on the paper is incorrect, so they're misprints, so I'm using them for personal use, obviously. And then we're decorating the projects and tasks list and my blank page. I originally had 4 different washi tapes set for this setup. You can probably see one up in the top left. I was originally going to use that, and a different one that's, I think, under the book, that's under my planner, to bump up the page because it's the very beginning. It's a very, very stark difference between the right side and the left side. So, but the reason I'm not using those those washies, is because they, compared to the actual purple and red of the Stabilo pens and the other 2 washies, they were more orange than red. So I opted out of using them, and I'm just using a purple grid washi from the Nade grid washi set that I have, and a sparkly, very thin purple washi that's glittery. I thought the glitter was gonna be too stark of a difference, like a unique element that's too unique. It works out, honestly, brilliantly. I kind of like how the pop of glitter is adding to this. and it's great. Now I do have to mention, I think I'm gonna mention it, the banner on this page is not a banner size that's on any of the stencils that I have. So what I did was I just used my ruler and I drew the main rectangle separately, and then I used the corner pieces of the original stencil to do the flag bits at the on the sides, to just make a bigger banner, to stick with the element, stick with the theme, but also like make a title header for myself. So my projects and tasks page is as it is, projects and tasks. On the most left hand side is where I list all of the projects that I want to get done. And then and below that is where I'd put deadlines. On the right side of that page is my events, my tasks, and challenges that I set for myself in the month. And on the right hand page used to be my monthly review and where I'd rate my month and put like stuff for the next month. But I found that going back to that wasn't feasible. I never went back to it often enough to actually update it. It had like wins, challenges, successes, things I learned, the month in a summary, whatever, and it was just, I felt like I wasn't doing it justice and it wasn't for me. So I opted it out later on in the year for just a blank page to write whatever I wanted to write. If it didn't fit in the weekly spread, it'd go there. And I think that's also where I wrote like measurements down for the pages so that I can update them on the store. Like settings for cutting stickers, prices, or whatever I had in my head, I just write it down. But now we're going to the first weekly. This weekly is a spread that I experimented with last year in December, and it's where I split the page into 4, right? Split each page into 4. However, the top half is for one day, and that one day is split into 2. So each day gets 2 columns and half a page. So this week goes over 2 spreads, which is actually kind of nice. I think you saw it. I think it was the most recent spread in my January flip through that I showed earlier. You can see how I used it, and I kind of like it. I really like it. It's kind of freeing to do a spread like that because I need to stop worrying about space in my journals, because I think that's limiting me to my creativity and being able to just like, I want to write stuff down and here's the space to write it down. I don't want to worry about running out of space, because this book has more pages than my 2024 journal, and I still had space left in my 2024 journal, even though I planned it out to use up every single page in it. But math is hard even if you're good at it. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm not gonna bother counting pages and pre-planning my entire year in this journal. What happens. And that gives me the freedom to say, oh, I want to put this week across 2 spreads, so I can have my column spread set up if I wanted to, or I can have my vertical set up if I wanted to, or I could have 1 week per spread like I've done before if I wanted to. So this week in particular, the week that I'm recording, is one of my 1 week per spreads, because I knew I wasn't going to have time to do anything else, so I didn't need to allocate space to write down stuff like that. But weeks like this one is like, I'm expecting to do a bunch of stuff, maybe, but if not, then I still have the space to journal or what have you. So now we're going to do a flip through of the cover page, the projects and task list, and the weekly. So thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe down below. Bye.